And good evening. How are you, Brian, Robert, and Mr. Ruggins? Logan said, "What is full at? What a fool at?" I was busy on a phone call, international phone call, talking with some family members from Honduras. Some of you guys know what that is, and we're just trying to make some plans. We got some things to take care of. So that's why I am late in here. I've been chatting with family members for the last couple hours on the phone. My feet are killing me from standing here. But we'll see. We'll probably do an hour, 2 hours tonight. I do still got some things that I have to take care of, but we are here. And so we're going to see who gets connected. Let me take a look here. What do we got here from earlier? Well, I hope you guys had a good day today. Thank you for those who were able to be with me in the day. Actually, we ended up like at 3:30, I think. It was a 6-hour live, so technically I finished my live for the day. But I did say that I would come back tonight if I got the chance. So here we are again. All right, let's see if I can get the right chat here. I need to log in to the right chat so that I can chat with you sometimes here. I don't have any lives to give you, so we're going to continue our conversation. Some crazy stuff has been happening. You know, what's crazy is, well, I'm glad that there was some misunderstandings earlier. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes we have misunderstandings. But other times, we got to hold each other accountable. And it's really crazy sad, right? What we're getting, that it doesn't matter. It's a proven fact. It doesn't matter if we show somebody facts, if we show them how to behave, how to stay out of trouble. They never really want to listen to us. And, that's very unfortunate because we really want people to get along and to make sure that we have a great nation, right? And a prosperous nation that we can work together. Not yet, Robert. I have to wait. I have to wait till Friday because. So one thing that you guys have to know, when you guys super chat, the memberships and all that stuff, all of that gets paid once a month from YouTube, and I don't get to see that every 2 weeks, or it's just once a month. And then from there, it's like I have to make choices, right, of what I need to pay. Bills got to be paid, etc. But if you guys do like any PayPal, because I don't have Cash App for some reason, I can't open one. But if they do PayPal, then I can get that money almost immediately. Actually, I can get that money immediately with a very, very small fee compared to the 30% that YouTube grabs. Okay, just so you guys know, and I'm just talking to the people that care. Those of you who don't care, that's okay. Let me see. What is this? Somebody sent me a link. Not sure if you've seen this already, but this innocent Minnesota woman doesn't look so innocent with this rap sheet. And look up law made by Tim Walz, July 23rd, 2020. Maybe some content for you, just throwing it out there. There's a document out there. I don't know if you've seen this. Let me go ahead and put it up here. I don't know if you've seen that document there. Just kind of circling around about this Nicole Good. Uh, First of all, I think that this document is fake. I don't trust it. I've seen this before. Somebody had messed up on the date of birth, and it just didn't add up. So I won't think anything of it. I wouldn't think anything of it. Uh, yeah, yeah, I don't care about that stuff. But I do appreciate the person trying to send it to me for information. Now, in other side news here, President Claudia Sheinbaum was what should we do with that guy? Give me a second, brother. President Claudia Sheinbaum uh, told the Mexican people that she was going to have a phone call with President Trump, and she was going to let him have it, and she was going to make him apologize for threatening to the sovereignty of Mexico by saying that we're going to go over there and eliminate the cartels. Well, I don't think that's what the phone call was, but that's what she told the Mexican people. And with that being said, I just wanted to throw that out there. Let me view this message here. Yeah, yeah. Good job, Robert, on blocking that piece of junk. Medina, you better behave, bro. Otherwise, you're just not going to partake, all right? Let's see. 37 people killed at the hands of ICE in less than a year. Really? 37 people? That's it? Yeah, they need to rack up those numbers. They need to go higher. Cray, man, there is a lot happening in my state. But you know why you're starting to notice that? Because they're all connected. I'm telling you right now, the Democrats, it's crazy how they think they can get away with this anymore. It is a sanctuary state, and you know, as many times people like make fun of me because they think I'm not going to run for governor. Oh, I'm going to run. I'm going to run for governor. That's every day. I am more and more sure. You know why? Because just like President Trump says, I don't want to be president, but if I have to be, then I'm going to run because I'm sick and tired of seeing my country being destroyed. I'm sick and tired of countries taking advantage of our nation. And well, quite frankly, I am very sick and tired of the corrupted leftist government, socialist Democrats, as they call themselves. They are destroying my city and my state. And so every day that I'm here and I see that these sanctuary cities are causing more harm than they are actually being sanctuary, I have a problem with that. So, yeah, I will pay my $2,200 fee to put my name on the ballot, and I'll let the people decide. And you know what? I'm going to go out there. I'll tell the people the truth about everything that I feel, everything that I'm going to change, the people that I want around me, the transparency that we're going to put in government. We're going to make sure that we audit every single project, every NGO that's ever been created. We're going to make sure that everybody gets an audit. We want to find out where the hell this money went. And if we find out that any corrupted politicians had a piece in any of these fraud or illegal activities, they are going to be held up and they are going to get their due process in court. I promise you that. If you are saying rest in peace to me, probably. But at least the world will know that something wrong is happening in this state. And if that's the way that it is, my friend, I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it one more time because there were some people that were not there today in my earlier live. I'm going to say this one more time. I don't want Republicans. I want Democrats, independents, and Republicans. I don't care what party you stand for. I want you to allow me to borrow your vote. Allow me to borrow your voice. And I want to be able to give you guys a better government, one that is not going to be one lopsided. I'm going to give you something that is going to be equal for everybody as it was meant to be. For Americans and residents, we're going to respect every single migrant that comes into this country legally. If somebody needs assistance while they are legal, we can extend some stays. We can do some things to figure out how we can help migrants. That's what I think a sanctuary city should do, but that's not what they're doing. So there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't think that we're going to have a sanctuary city. That I'll tell you that much right now. All right. So let's see. Chris, how are you, sir? Thank you for greeting the chat. Chahono, what should we do with DACA? All right, I said I was going to come back to your question, my friend. Thank you for the patience there. You know what? I'm going to push for it again. I like everything Trump is doing, but I would like to push again for DACA document holders. I think that there should be a chance. There should be a chance. People that have been seeking asylum, and because they got temporary, protection or access to stay in this country legally, temporary, just like President Donald Trump, it's canceling TPS for all Somalis. There will be no mercy for criminals. Every single person that is in this country that has a felony criminal record, that has not behaved according to the rules and policy for legal document holders like green cards, working visas, etc., and even up to 10 years of naturalized citizenship. If you have partaken on these protest activist groups, insulting ICE agents, you're done. There is no forgiveness. I will forgive you so that your soul can be saved and you give a chance to pray to God and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. But here on this land, on this earth, on this law, you will be punished according to the law. But don't worry, you'll get your due process, and it will be one very quick due process. There's not going to be BS of come back in a year, come back in 6 months. There is no coming back. If you have a criminal background, which, by the way, everybody's going to be forced to do, even if you have a green card, everybody needs to do a criminal background. If you have not been respecting the law, and I see that you don't want to be serving this state of Washington, and you don't want to respect the law, guess what? You got to go. No more green card for you. I will take those documents away. Well, not me, but the secretary will do that. We'll make sure that we recommend people for deportation as well. We are going to give away every single criminal in our jail that is found to be undocumented, and they're all going to go, every single one of them. I'm going to tell you what that's going to do. Number one, it's going to open up a lot of room for actual American criminals, those people that are being let go because there's no room in jails. No more. They will stay in jail, and they will serve their sentence, and they will know that there is zero tolerance for crime. And that means that if you are found guilty of a crime, you will serve your lesson, and there will be no bailout. You will have to think twice before you commit a crime. I know you already see me as an authoritarian. Well, maybe I am. But you know what? It's for the best of the people that are law-abiding. All the rules that we implement for the American people, for all the law-abiding citizens, it seems to punish the law-abiding citizens because criminals don't listen to those laws. Criminals don't care about gun laws. They don't care about any restrictions on guns. See, criminals are criminals, and they will continue to do what they're going to continue to do. Law-abiding citizens, they're just going to be screwed. They're just going to be like, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm going to sit down with everybody. I want to sit down with business owners. I want to sit down with big corporations. I want to sit down with small business owners. I'm going to set up some meetings so that we can talk to everybody. I want to talk with the farmers. I want to talk with Microsoft. I want to talk with Apple. I want to talk to all these investors that are going to be here in this country. I want to talk to CEOs from Boeing. I want to talk to every business operator out there that wants to have a place to invest. And I'm going to tell you something. I am believing that if the people in Seattle, Washington, and all throughout the Washington state do put us in office, we're going to make a change. I'm going to say this. If we fail at this, they can vote however they want. So I'm going to leave it in God's hands, and hopefully everything is going to be great. All right? So with that being said, you asked about DACA. There you go. This guy's probably not even here anymore. So we're definitely going to push for some immigration reform in Washington state. But I'm going to tell you right now, the one advice that I can give people is this. I'm going to tell you this. If you go through the system and you have committed crimes, I'm going to tell you something. You being an illegal immigrant, you have no rights. No rights. So, Jedi, don't compare an American citizen to an immigrant that is not an American citizen. Does that make sense? Illegal immigrants have no rights. They got the right to remain silent, and they got the right to go back to their country. That's it. Yeah, of course, due process through the immigration court. Something that is going to be like this. Quick question. Do you have permission to be in this country? No? You got to go. Simple. Yeah, due process. You show me that you have documents. Nope. Those documents don't allow you to be here. You got to go. Bye-bye. Adios, amigo. But everybody else that does pass a criminal background check, we're going to pray to God that we have enough room in this state to keep every single family here that we can. That will be a sanctuary city, but it's not going to be a sanctuary city like we have today. So we'll fight for them. And if they love America, we're going to give them the American test. Do you swear to love the United States and only the United States, so help you God? I'm just messing with you. But there is going to be something put in writing, and I will make sure that there is an oath. And if anybody cannot make this oath, you are more than welcome to go back to your country. Very simple. We will make it a choice. We will make it fair. So we will make an agreement with the people. We're going to make deals left and right. We will clean up the homeless. We're going to get rid of homeless. And I'm not talking about taking them out. But if we're going to be able to create, there's already a building, by the way, that is housing this homeless. They're just not taken care of. They're doing drugs, openly. They don't care. So we'll have to figure out a way to do that. And it has to be, there's a lot of work. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, this guy said he was going to do this and he was going to do that. He hasn't done that. It's going to take time. Now, Oregon, if you, my friends, you guys in these 34 felonies, I don't understand why you guys are stuck with that. I don't understand. I watched all the court hearings. I thought they were all bogus. To see the corrupted Democrat politicians coming in there and say all these false things against Trump. Let's not forget that the banks, they want to do business with Trump. Isn't that what it was all about? He lied. He lied on the appraisals. An appraisal is an estimate. And he was right. And the bank said that he was right. And they made 34 felonies out of one case? Did they give what's her name? What's that black lady's name? I forget. She's meaningless to me. I forget her name. The one that she just went through court about the same thing that she was accusing President Trump. Now she is guilty. She literally lied in the real estate. What's her name? It's not Stacey Abrams. What's the Letitia James? There you go, Letitia James. Okay, you should be mad at her. But you know what? None of you libtards that come in here and throw in there 34 fake felonies. Not you guys that are on my side. Sorry, if you're on my side, forgive me, I'm misreading. But those who says F the Trump, F this and that. Okay, those 34 felonies. You don't say anything about Letitia James, which did worse than President Donald Trump. And she actually used the taxpayers' dollars to sue President Donald Trump every day, as she said. That's what she said. It was all her. She said that. I didn't make it up. She said that. So let's say, for example, because I was in real estate, okay? Let's say, for example, you go, I don't know where they got this from, but the bank said he didn't. The bank said that he was right, and will do business with him. They continue to do business with him. And I know they got some leftist things that they move around, but I can tell you this. I looked at a community one day that, well, not one day, but many times we look at a community where houses around 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, they're going for about $500,000 in the average. But then when you go in there and you add a bedroom, of course your house goes up in appraisal, right? You added some value to the house, to the property. Maybe, you did something fantastic that it just makes your house stand out from everybody. You can raise the pricing or the appraisal of that property, but you can only raise it to a certain extent. You can't just overprice your house just because you added an extra room. It has to be worthy of being appraised higher. So you need to have a professional come in, an actual third-party appraisal, and they come in and they say how much the house value is. And then you can go and apply for a loan if that's what you're doing, blah, 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 right? It's common sense to me. I don't know. It's very simple, I think, and to say, I think that what they say is that he lied. He lied about the value of the property so that he can get, I think it was a bigger and then more favorable pricing for the loan or something like that. But that is exactly what Letitia James did. And she actually lied on the documents. There is no excuse. Oh, I didn't notice that I put my father was my husband. I'm telling you, listen, everything that they have accused President Donald Trump of doing, it is very shameful and it's very unfortunate. But that is exactly what they have been doing. So I can tell you something. The city of Minneapolis suing the Trump administration and ICE because of this thing that happened. Guess what that just opened? I've been sharing with you the 118th, the law from impeding and attacking ICE agents. They can sue the governor, the mayor, the senators, the Congress, every single Democratic politician that has been demonizing ICE agents, that have been telling the citizens that ICE agents are not law enforcement, that they have no jurisdiction to go out there and put their bodies in front of them, to agitate them, and to make the noise and bring the whistles. Oh, thank you very much. They are also tracking. They're tracking. I'm reading the attacking comment. They are tracking ICE movements. How is that legal? They have been impeding. If you don't know what putting your car across the street so that ICE agents cannot leave with the people that they came to get, that is impeding. You are impeding, and then on top of that, you are interfering. Let me go ahead and put it back in there for you. Here, this is the law that we're talking about here. Okay? And I want you to pay attention, and please, read it carefully. There you go. Assault, most definitely. I show plenty of videos of that. Let's see, Foster. Let's see, maybe Foster has something good to say. She didn't attack him, bro. Okay, you have your opinion. I got mine. She tried to get away from them. Okay, so she tried to get away from them and leave her wife. That makes total sense. If I leave my wife, I'm not trying to get away. I need my wife to go with me. I'm not going to abandon my wife, number one. You bring that to court. That is the first thing that I'm going to tell you. How are you leaving your wife by herself? You were trying to run me over. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. The other agent was trying to get her out of the car. Yes, she was trying to get away, and she didn't give a crap that the federal agent was right in front of her. Don't make excuses. The wannabe murderer, attempted murderer is what I believe happened. He attempted to run the officer down. The law enforcement, and if you read that right there, the 18 U.S.C. 111 makes it a federal crime to forcibly assault, resist, oppose, impede, intimidate, or interfere with federal officers, judges, or other designated personnel. Now, which part of that do you people not understand on the left? I want to know. When the wife is telling her, go baby, go, baby, go. Huh? Run the guy over. Who cares? After she heard the gunshot, oh my God, what have I done? And then she starts running for her wife. Yes, too late. Too late. Listen to the law. Listen to the law. Okay? You want to make a case? I already told you. The guy's going around. Why? He's going around because this lady has been harassing them all day or whatever hours, right, in that day. She is a lead of agitators. Let's not forget all the videos that we have seen of people with cars. Everybody, get their cars across. Don't let them leave. It's ICE. They're kidnapping people. You know what? No, no, no. When you watch a video, there is an investigation that happens. You know what happens when you watch a video? You don't just look, okay, that's what it looked like. Okay, I'm going to go with that protest. No, no. Critically think. You're not an investigator. I actually was going to be an investigator, but my memory was not that good. So I gave up. When you investigate, what do you do? Okay, so we have a car. Okay, we have this agitator. Okay, she's breaking the law, right? And the wife is outside the car. She tries to get in the car. She couldn't get in. The federal agent is in front of the car. She turns her tires not to avoid the agent, but so that she can actually get in the lane to be able to leave. The problem is that she didn't care that the federal agent was right in front of the car. Okay? You have to understand something. The federal agent has authority. He has jurisdiction to go anywhere in the country. I gave you guys brought me in the 10th Amendment. I get it. Okay. We get the 10th Amendment. We get the 4th Amendment. And I gave you guys the exception to the rule that we have been invaded by millions of illegal immigrants, an invasion. And an emergency has been declared on this, meaning that your privacy, that goes out the window. Meaning that if somebody is being chased and they go inside your house, they don't need a warrant to go in your house. They know he's there. They have the right to go in that house. Now, you can either collaborate or they can break down your door. But they don't need a warrant to come into your property. I'll tell you that right now. If some criminal crosses that boundary and they go into your property, they don't need a warrant to be on your property. Capiche? We clear? We got that, right? Okay. So you have no right to deny information to a federal agent. It is an emergency act. And pretty soon, you guys are very, very close to pushing for martial law in your cities. I hope it doesn't get to there. I hope it doesn't. But that's how it is. If you don't believe me, I'm going to go ahead and do some research for you since you guys are too lazy to do it. Let me see. Okay, we got a cap of immigration that we accept in this country, but that's not what I want. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I want to give you guys some information. I don't want you to think that I'm making shit up. Let me see. Here you go. Why don't we do this so that you guys can read with me here? There you go. I think you can read that, right? Let me see. Let me see if I can read it. You can read it. Okay. Yeah, you can read it. All right. So I'll read it with you. Yes, an emergency acts allow government to bypass or restrict certain rights temporarily. Again, it's an emergency. Over 21 million, I think it's over 40, but over 21 million illegal immigrants invaded our country. But this power isn't absolute. I get it. Fundamental rights, especially those in constitutions like free speech and due process, sure, we're good with that. They remain protected and can only be limited carefully, proportionally, and as a last resort, with legislative oversight often required to prevent abuse, as seen in rulings challenging emergency measures for infringing freedoms. Here we go. Not limited. An emergency doesn't grant free rein to violate constitutional rights. I get it. That's where we go with that. Powers are meant to protect the public, not suspend the Constitution. Now, which public are we trying to protect here? The American people or illegal immigrants? Let's see, Dennis, don't trust what you see, people. Believe what they say later. Good idea, Dennis. You don't even get sarcasm. I don't know what the hell you're writing. You know, sarcasm, it's not a good practice to write it because almost nobody gets it because nobody knows the tone in which you're putting it down. Does that clear the air? I hope you understand that. If you think you're being funny on a chat, you're probably not funny. But if you talk to me in person, I will understand because I can see your gestures and stuff. So try to keep it simple on the chat, okay, so that I can understand what you're saying. All right. Remember, my English is bad, right? Everybody makes fun of my English. Well, there you go. Come on, be nice, okay? Proportionally, any restrictions must be proportionate to the threat necessary and the least invasive means available. That doesn't mean that there won't be any investment on any people. It has to happen. Many laws like the U.S. National Emergencies Act and state laws provide for legislative review and termination of emergencies to prevent executive overreach. If you look, I know there's another one that gives me better information than this. Let's see. How about this one? Okay, this one is just for the amount of people, I think. Let me see. The emergency quote. 1921 was a landmark U.S. law establishing the first numerical limits and quotas on immigration. Oh, you know what, though? This is very important to say. Oh, Trinity, how are you, sis? Oh, my goodness. Both of my sisters come in here at the same time. Oh, man, I'm having a good night. I am having a good night. Coyote, oh, I see you, man. I've been ignoring you. I apologize about that. You members, my patriots, you guys, I love you all. Thank you for being here. You know, I'm actually glad that I actually ran into this because this will bring me into my next point. The Emergency Quota Act of 1921, or Emergency Immigration Act, was a landmark U.S. law establishing the first numerical limits and quotas on immigration, restricting entry primarily from Southern, Eastern, European, and Asian countries using a percentage of existing foreign-born populations based on the 1910 census to set national limits and paving the way for the even stricter 1924 Act by setting a temporary cap to roughly 358,000 annually and favoring Northern Western Europeans, fundamentally altering U.S. immigration policies. Now, why do you think that they favor Northern and Western Europeans? Do you know why? And for those of you who like to come in here and talk about how great immigration and how immigration has, made this country great, it does. But you didn't build this country. Now, let me tell you what that says right there. That tells me right there that the Northern Western Europeans, that is the foundation of what this country was based on when it came to a culture, when it came to a civilization. You see, that's why we match. Even religiously, we match. The Western has a hard time adjusting with the Eastern culture, with the Middle Eastern culture. Why? They're not like us. We are descendants of Europeans. Whether people like it or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you're black, whether you're Asian today, whether you're Mexican descent, you're Aztec descent, you're whatever ethnicity you are descending from, it is irrelevant now. Because the foundation, the base, the cultural base that this country was made on Western European. The British, they dominated. We became Americans. Well, history, right? This country became the Americans. The accents change. right? Indians mixed with British, British mixed with Asians, Asians, well, I don't know about Asians mixing with blacks back then, but British mixed with blacks. See, everybody's just a melting pot today, and it just makes sense to me. Okay, so there is an act, and the reason for this, the Quota Act, is a reason for that. And I want you to pay attention because if you're gonna call me a liar, but you're not listening to what I'm saying, I don't need you to convince me. I don't need to convince you. What I want you to do is at least listen. All right, pretend to listen. Economy. We cannot overpopulate what the city cannot hold. For example, back then, the cities were towns, were small. They grew into cities. They can handle more people. So the number of people allowed to come into this country, depending on where the people want to migrate to, because nobody wants to go migrate to Alaska unless you're Samoan. Only Samoans want to live in Alaska. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I hate the cold. Okay? Okay, brother, I'm going to give you a chance to call me. Okay? And then I want you to explain to me why we have a immigration quota. You ready? Okay. Trinity, go ahead and put the phone number down. No blocking your number either. Because if you call me here disrespectfully, I'm going to block your ass and I don't need to talk to you ever again. Okay? I need to know that. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It makes total sense to me that there is a limit. Let's go ahead and talk 2026 today. The economy. And I want to see 30-year-old, 50-year-old economists come over here and fight me. Come on and fight me. Because you people said that tariffs was going to destroy this country and that we were going to have a recession by August. I said bullshit. I think tariffs are a good thing. They are a negotiating tool, and this country is going to be better off because of it. Now, I'm against illegal immigration, especially when it's an invasion of millions of illegal migrants. Why? Because every city, every state has a budget, has a census. There is a money that comes in from the government for the states and the cities to be taken care of. When you overpopulate that city and state, your inflation is too great. The prices get too high. It's too much to bear. And if the government, your local government, is not willing to make some good changes, good government decisions, prices go crazy. And right now we're showing it. Right now we have proof. President Donald Trump has made these deals, have brought over $200 billion last year to where before we weren't making jack squat. And the only reason why we got $70 billion during the Biden administration was because of the tariffs that President Donald Trump put on his first term. Now, with that being said, we were hemorrhaging hundreds of billions of dollars because of the previous administrations didn't have the balls to do what President Trump had to do. So don't forget, Brad, I'm waiting for your call. Give me a call. I'm looking at my phone. Don't play dumb. You want to be a keyboard warrior? I want you to tell me why the prices right now are unaffordable for many people. Okay? So go ahead. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. If you haven't noticed, the highest price on the barrel of oil under Biden was up to $138. Under President Donald Trump, is dropped to the 50s. Who pays tariffs? People that want to do business importing into this country. Which customers paid those tariffs? The customers that want to buy that product. You see, there is a choice. You don't have to go buy an iPhone. If I make an iPhone here in the States and you don't want to buy it, that's your prerogative. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they tell you that this iPhone is $1,500, but now it's going to cost $1,700. You know what you're going to do? You're going to pay it. So shut the hell up and stop making up excuses. Buy local, support local. You want to make money globally, you better be right. Make your investments. Make the right decisions. But don't play the victim. Don't play stupid. Don't give me this bullcrap. Who pays that? Who pays the tariffs? You know what happens every year when you do your taxes? Every quarter as a business, you get to file taxes. You know what tariffs are? You know what import fees are? That is the cost of doing business, my friend, and that is a deductible in your business. So for somebody that doesn't know economics, I know a hell of a lot more than you, and I'm still waiting for you to call. This better be you, Brad. Is this Brad? Is this Brad?
Hello?
Is this Brad?
Oh, no, no, no. This is the pizza guy. This is Mono.
Pizza guy. Wait, I got two pizza guys?
No, no, no. I'm the same guy. Like, I'm in
No,
Washington.
no, but I have
Anyway,
another pizza guy. What's up, brother?
hey, yeah, I just was calling. I was seeing what you heard that Minnesota now filed a lawsuit.
Yeah,
Federal. You heard about that?
yeah, yeah. It's good. I think it's good. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them back.
But they have a lot of evidence.
Yeah,
Uh, they have. People aren't resisting. I watched the video. People aren't resisting. They're using violence and knocking the people down to the ground.
yeah,
Who are just protesting. Like, you know, that's not allowed.
yeah. Well, I've heard this that people are not resisting, but let me tell you, I've watched so many videos, hundreds of videos, and every time they say they're not resisting, I want you to watch something. Watch how hard it is for three agents to put their hands behind the victim. If it takes three agents to have somebody put their hands behind their back, they're resistant, believe me. And I
Yeah,
see
but
them,
also these are American citizens they're arresting.
and they
You
shouldn't be
can't
there.
unlawfully detain an American citizen.
Yes, they
Like,
can.
if a cop pull me over, like I'm driving my semi truck, a cop
Yeah,
pull me over, he has to give me a reason why he pulled me over.
yeah,
If I ask him why am I being detained, he has to say I'm speeding or a phone, or he
sure,
has to give
yeah,
me a reason.
correct. How about if he told you you match the description of somebody I'm looking for?
You have to have like a warrant. Or, I mean,
No,
I
no.
would
Would you
probably
cooperate?
just
That's what. Just think about it. Put yourself in their shoes. What would you expect to happen? Like seriously, like try to put yourself on the other side and say, "Oh shoot, I saw Dennis. Boom, the guy looks just like me, bro. He looks just like me." And you pulled me over, right? And I was like, "My name is David." No, you're not. You're Dennis. Come on out here. Let me see your license. What would you think at that point? Do you think it's not?
well, I just hand my license,
Yeah,
but I have had, being in Alabama, I've had, federal agents of people just because I'm in a neighborhood they don't want me to be in. I had them put, guns to my face and things like this. It's like, you know, I've had, that's the thing when it's federal agents like marshals or things like that.
yeah.
Sometimes they think they're above the law. They can do what they want to do.
Well, here, I don't know how long you've been in the chat, but I'm gonna put this link down on the chat. I don't know if you can see that, and read to me, right? Read that and tell me what that says, and if you have seen any of these protesters doing any of those things.
Which link?
It's my. You can just find my name as highlighted.
Okay.
18 USC 111.
All right, scrolling. Say USC
Yeah.
111. But I just watched the live thing and I'm trying to see where.
Any of those things. See what people don't understand, and even till this day, like all day today, bro. I mean, I was on here for I think what was it, Trinity 5 hours, 6 hours? I don't remember how long it was. My freaking feet are killing me, bro. I'll tell you that right now. I like doing the standing one. I just feel a little bit more comfortable standing up, but my feet freaking kill me. So the reason why I put that on there is because these people that they're arresting, you said they're citizens, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that ICE agents just go and grab anybody for no reason and they just throw them on the ground and arrest them and hope that they resist so that they can become more violent?
Uh, no, see, the problem is this. If people are protesting,
Yes,
they shouldn't be going and trying to. First of all, I want the law enforcement to de-escalate situations,
correct. Me
not
too.
escalate.
Well, the police needs to be there, but they don't want to be there because the governor and the mayor tells them not to. They tell them to stand down.
No, because when the police come, the ICE is fighting with them, and that's the issue we're having.
They don't fight with police. They want to cooperate with police. I don't know who told you that, but here's the thing, okay? So every time that I have seen, and we watch a lot of these videos, bro, from like people getting deported and things, and I watched this video of ICE agents being hit by rocks, their windows smashed, and nothing happens to them. If you want to protest, you got a freedom of speech, of course, absolutely. But it says to peacefully protest. And unfortunately, these people are spitting on agents. See, that's the pizza guy. I got to just put a super chat. That's the pizza guy.
No, really, you're a good guy, but I do think like you're misled because look, it's you see, I grew up in Alabama. You've been living in Washington, so maybe you see things from one perspective, I see for another.
Well, I see it as a Hispanic immigrant that got pulled over by the police before.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, let's talk about the Garcia guy.
Garcia. I don't know about Garcia.
Like they sent him to El Salvador. You're not even from.
Oh, you're talking about Abriego?
Yeah.
Okay, Abriego Salvadorian.
But I'm just saying, like, the Trump administration, they've been violating people's rights, and
he doesn't have a right.
Let's talk about Obama. Okay, so you mentioned Obama had more deportations than Trump, but every time Obama deports someone, he gives them a case, right? And tell them, hey, show up in the court at this date. If they don't show up, then he send a warrant, and then after he gets the warrant, then they deport them. That's normal. What Trump is doing, he's taking people who have green cards. He's not giving them a case. He's just deporting them. There's a big difference from what Obama did and what Trump did,
Well, do you remember protests? Do you remember these people protesting like this during Obama?
No, because you know why? Because
he would have done the same thing.
He gave people a case. He said, show up to court in 1 month.
Yeah.
If you don't show up to court, we're going to file a warrant.
Now tell me.
People showed up to court and filed their case. And if their case was valid, then they got an extension. If it wasn't valid, they got deported.
Okay,
but, not doing that.
But what's that? Okay, but that is the problem, and this is why President Trump says, if you don't like it, change the law. They won't change the law because they know that they're wrong, and they know that these laws are set to protect our country.
No, because this isn't helping.
Okay, so here, due process. Do you know what due process means? I'm assuming. I don't mean to dumb you down. Okay, so what is due process?
Yeah, habeas corpus. That means you have a right to a quick and speedy trial.
Okay, so you have the right to be represented. You have the right to present your case in a court and be heard by a judge. Okay? Now, here's my question. Okay, so we're not judges, right? But let's just use a little bit of common sense. Let's just question it, see what happens, see where we go. Okay, I'm here illegally. I go to court because this is my due process, right? So I go to court. The judge asked me. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So the judge asked me if I have permission to be in this country. I said no. Okay. I'm seeking asylum. Okay, why are you seeking asylum here? Not at the port of entry, not at your country. When they do that, okay, the judge gives them a different date, but it doesn't grant them a permanent status to stay in this country. You see, they can go back to their country and await trial and come back. That's fine. I don't know how they're going to come back, to be honest. But the problem has been that the court systems, instead of just doing their due process, that one day, knowing that they don't qualify, knowing that they don't have no permission to be here, they are automatically giving, what do you call that? Immediate deportation. There's a different word for it. But they are.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Expedited.
Yeah. So expedited. Thank you, brother. And so what happened with Abrego? Just to go back to Abrego, he had a court date. He had been here for many, many years. That's not how due process works. He was known to be a Salvadorian citizen. He was an ex-gangbanger. He knows. He knows. He can lie all he wants, but he knows. We've seen his knuckles, right? And if he was afraid for his life that another gang was going to beat him. What did he say it was? He says that, what did he say? He said that another gang that, that he doesn't belong to was going to kill him. That tells me that he's saying that he's a gangbanger himself, whether he's an MS-13. Well, that's what his hand says. But, whatever the case was, right? Even if he was seeking asylum, the only country that can give him asylum is either going to be Honduras, which they won't, or Guatemala, or Mexico, not Maryland and the United States of America. And the only reason why they came in here was because of a misfile of a paper, but he did have an order of deportation. So he was deported correctly. If it wasn't for some dumbass paper, that doesn't exclude him from being deported. You understand that? And then people are flying all the way to El Salvador, and it happens to be just Democrat, right? But they happen to fly to El Salvador, and I don't know if you saw this, right? I don't know if you saw this, but he didn't just sit down and have some. I think it's just water. I don't think it was margaritas, but we'll just say margaritas for the hell of it, right? But he sat down and had water. Did you know? Here, I'm going to ask you this. What else do you know about the senator being down there with Abrego and Salvador?
Look, this guy is married. He has 4 kids in this country.
Yeah.
So he has a very solid case for staying.
He beat his wife twice. He's a wife abuser twice. His wife called the police on him.
Well, let's say you don't have any criminal record.
Okay, that might be something. That might be something. But tell me, what did Senator do down in Salvador with Abrego besides having water and a talk? Let me see if you know about this.
Are you talking about when he went to the prison?
He went down to the prison, of course, and then got Abrego to come out and talk. What else did he do with him?
I think he gave him his own. He was in. I don't remember what happened. Could you explain?
He danced. He danced with him. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of odd. Like that's don't seem very.
Listen, I know why he danced with him. I just think it's fucking funny that this senator is giving this guy that's not even an American citizen to be fighting for. Okay, I'm sure that his wife said, "Can you please have a dance with my husband on my behalf?" And I think that's why he did it. Okay. But it just looks so ridiculous that he went out there. And I mean, nobody gets that treatment. I have never seen a Democrat politician go across the sea to get an actual American citizen out of anybody's jail.
What about Brittany Griner? Do you know how hard
okay, yes. Go ahead. Tell me about that.
From Russia, Trump's playground.
Yeah.
He went and got from Melania's home country.
Yeah.
Biden went and he took Brittany Griner and he got her out of there.
Her or him?
Well, that's the thing. There's an example of Democrats caring about Americans.
Yeah.
Now that
okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he did.
Russia for how many years? Why is Trump not using his influence to get the American Marine that Russia has captured and not freeing him, Wheeler? How come we're not getting Sergeant Wheeler? Why is he still in Russia? Why is he still in the Gulag? Why isn't Trump helping Wheeler?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Wheeler, to be honest, because I haven't looked into it. I don't know everything, brother. But tell me, why do Democrats not go get him?
Well, see, look, I used to like Trump, but he lied so much, and now I'm a Democrat,
Like what?
Like 2016, I voted for Trump.
What
he lied. He said he's going to fix the economy, going to reduce the debt.
Yeah.
He bankrupt the economy, and he increases the debt. And look, his net worth is like $37 billion. His net worth before this was like $3 billion. He's been taking all of our money, yours and mine, taking our tax dollars, our hard-earned money, and he just is spending it on himself and his family. It's not right what he's doing. It's he's really corrupt. He said he was going to drain the swamp, he was going to reduce corruption. He said, "Oh, the establishment is corrupt. Bush and Obama are corrupt. I'm going to fix everything. I'm going to get these guys. I'm going to lock up Hillary Clinton. He said he's going to fix the corruption, but he was more corrupt than Clinton, than Bush, than Obama, than Reagan. He was the most corrupt out of all of them. He lied to the Americans. He brainwashed them, and he told Americans that they should hate each other just because they're a different race. He said, "Oh, you should hate your, the Mexican immigrant that's out there roofing, or you should hate the Indian immigrant that's the engineer."
That's not true.
The Chinese immigrant.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, he's telling people. Elon Musk. You know what Elon Musk said? He said that if white people are no longer the majority in the country, then non-white people are going to go and attack white people.
Okay.
Like we're some rabid dogs. Like how can you?
That's not Trump. You're talking about Trump. I don't care about Elon.
Trump,
all right, well, here we go. We go with the opposite because everything you said is a lie. Not because you are saying lies, but that's what you believe. But this is what I know.
There's a white genocide in South Africa.
It was.
Trump said there's not a white.
I don't think you understand what that means. You have to understand that the minority of the people in South Africa, the minority is Afrikaners. By percentage, that is a genocide. No, my
The
friend. By
white pepper counters,
percentage,
they're happy there.
my
Like, look
friend,
at
they're
Cuba
being
Beach.
killed. Did you not watch the video? The Africans say kill the farmer. I know
Oh,
you watched it,
you know how many people get killed all the time? But it's not a racist killing.
my
They're
friend.
not.
But everything you just said was a lie. I know
No, he
you're
said
just repeating
genocide.
what you were
Trump
told.
said that there's a genocide. He
Who
said
said?
that
Who said
Trump.
this? Who said this? Allowing black children to be in white schools is gonna make a jungle out of a school. Who said that? Don't answer.
Biden,
Who
right?
said if you don't vote for me, you're not black? Who
Yeah, I
said
know.
that? Exactly, not Trump. The only person that has helped the black community has always been Trump. Who fixed the ice ring in New York? Who has built most of the buildings down in New York? Trump.
Yeah, but
Trump, Trump. If it wasn't for Trump, many people wouldn't exist today. If it wasn't for Trump, he's put a landmark in New York, and he doesn't get credit for that. See, everybody loved Trump before he became president. Listen, everything he said. Let me don't cut me off. Let me tell you something. The first term that president went in, many people in the administration betrayed him, and I'm pissed about that. I think everything that he was doing was good. And you know what I saw every single day that I saw Trump? He was fighting up the hill, rolling a square rock because Democrats never accepted him. 12 minutes into being named president, 12 minutes in, they already said, impeach the mofo. Impeach, impeach, impeach. Let me tell you, I don't care how fast you think you are. If I put a rope around your neck and hold you back, you ain't going nowhere, sucker. And I'm going to tell you that Trump did so many accomplishments, including starting the build of the wall, including the tariff that he put on China. He did all of these things while Democrats spend every single day wasting taxpayer dollars trying to impeach and incriminate President Donald Trump. The man has gone through bankruptcies. He's gone through a lot of bad deals. He knows the goods and the bads. He knows the ins and the outs. He has more experience than anybody else. The only reason why Democrats don't like him is because they can't pay him off. They can't buy him, and that pisses them off. You know what the Democrats did the second time that Trump came back with some experience and said, wait a minute, I'm the executive branch here. I'm the president, the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States of America. I didn't know how much power I had. Guess what? I'm making a Doge. Doge, I need you to audit every NGO, every corporation that is wasting money. I want them found. You know what they say when he was trying to go after all these Democrat corrupted politicians? The Democrats came out and say, oh my God, he's weaponizing the government. Why is that okay for Democrats to do against President Donald Trump and all of us Americans? Which is a shame that you don't support President Trump no more, because at first you had common sense. But after COVID-19, you can't tell me that you'd rather vote for Democrats. Not anymore. I don't understand why you would rather vote for Democrats that were, number one, President Trump, yes, he added some trillions of dollars to the deficit. But let me tell you, when I give you a fact that we were losing hundreds of billions of dollars under Obama, under Biden, under George Bush, just because President Trump added an extra $16 trillion to that deficit, it doesn't mean that doesn't work. He has a lot of investments on there. And just to prove that, we have this last year, $200 billion in the positive coming into us, which now we can start paying back some of that debt. We have in a lot of manufacturers being built. He was just making a speech in Dearborn, Michigan, I believe it was, for the car manufacturers. We're bringing a lot of jobs back to the States. People are still bitching about these tariffs, but these tariffs are the only reason why the world leaders like President Xi and Russia and all these people actually came to the table. You know, we have got a 25% drop on drugs, cartels bringing all that shit into our country because Trump started shooting those drug boats. You know that 90% of the population in Venezuela are so happy and thankful for President Trump for getting Nicolas Maduro out of there. Why is the Democrat side hating President Trump for doing that? Why is it that the Middle East is asking for Trump? Why is Mexicans asking for Trump? Why is Iranians asking for Trump? Why is Ukraine asking that Trump gets involved? Why is NATO asking for the United States of America to get involved? Why does Canada shut their mouth after they try to say all this shit about about us? Now they're over there with their tail between their legs because they don't got shit against us. And then now you have Argentina, which we bailed out with $40 billion. Guess what? We got the money back already. And then we have other countries that are being supported with us. We are making allies that are conservative. Toward Democrats, my friend, if you supported a Democrat, I am with you. I used to be there. But you understand, you have to understand this. The new Democratic Party is actually just that. The new Democratic Party. The Democratic Party that you think you know, it doesn't exist. They are all, improve me. Go look this up. Go find out what their tactics are.
Because it's no longer Biden. It's now AOC. It's now...
That's just worse. She's worse. They're brainless. They have no brains.
But, I can refute everything you said. I can show how it's wrong.
No, listen. I will just...
Exxon can buy Trump.
Exxon can do shit. Exxon is going down because they don't want a deal.
Big oil can buy Trump.
They can't. They can't.
$50 billion of our tax dollars.
I promise you they can't. I promise you they can't. There is... No, my friend. There is better companies than Exxon. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Valero, my friend, Valero is losing $1 billion leaving California. And they're thinking about pulling the second location as well.
California is still richer than...
They are in debt, $216 billion. What do you mean richer?
Okay, so how come Texas needs $75 billion from the federal government?
At least they're supporting American.
$90 billion.
And how much did they get back? Over 130,000, over 130 billion. Now, the biggest example, I'll let you go with this. The biggest example I can tell you, and you missed it, okay, to my argument. The Democrats are socialist, Marxist, communist. You can go look it up. Look it up, see their actions.
Okay, but look up what Trump and the Republicans are. I mean, if you're just going to say everything...
We're conservatives.
Everything you're saying is wrong, but I can't prove it because you just want to dominate the narrative. But it's fine if you want to. But
no,
you're wrong about everything.
I'll let you talk all the trash about Trump because you wanted to go back the other way. So I'm giving you... So you give me your facts, and I give you mine, right? And we'll agree to disagree. Yeah. But I like I said, if you listen carefully, I just told you, President Donald Trump went to get Nicolas Maduro. Over 90% of the population of Venezuela are praising President Donald Trump. You know why? Because he took out a socialist, Marxist, communist, and on top of that, a drug lord of the Cartel de Soles. That's what you don't understand. And the reason we are against the Democratic Party is because that's what they're doing. They are doing what Nicolas Maduro and Chavez has done to Venezuela, and that's what we're fighting Democrats.
Venezuela would be rich if it wasn't for the U.S. Cuba would be rich. Argentina would be poor. They'd be dirt poor. And you know it because the U.S. is so powerful.
They're communist.
And because
it's lie.
Okay,
nope.
How come China is so rich? Explain why
they're
China
not.
Is so rich.
They're
China
not.
Because the U.S. went against the Soviet Union. They wanted to stop China from helping the Soviet Union. So Reagan and Nixon made deals with China to make China strong, to make them communist, and pulled them away from Russia. That's why China is so rich. That's why they're the second richest country, a communist country, by the way, because Republicans went and they made a deal with China so that they could collapse the Soviet Union.
Again, I like how the people in America like to say all this shit about these countries. Why are the Chinese complaining? Why are the Chinese... No, wait a minute. Why are the Chinese coming here illegally? Let me tell you something. It's not poor, lower class Chinese people.
The Russians are coming illegally.
My friend, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me see this. You guys, you already left this. You left the common sense. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You can say all that about China, but the middle class Chinese, the banks, the media, everything is controlled by the Chinese. So you can believe that lie all you want.
No, that's not true. Look, the truth.
100%, bro. I listen to the Chinese news, bro. I listen to their citizens. You're not in China. You're not over there living with the Chinese people. These people have to hide so they can tell the truth.
Years earlier, before I come back to the U.S., because this guy is messing up my country. I was helping my family in India. Then, the Kamala loses, then I see what Trump is doing, and I'm back. And now I'm going to help Democrats. I'm going to help, I'm making the RV park in Alabama. We're going to start a new movement. We're tired. I've seen Georgia gets richer because they vote Democrat. Florida, when they were Democrat, they were richer. Now the Republicans are in. Santos, he's bankrupt as a state. $0 in tourism. The $100 billion industry gone. Everyone losing their jobs. Housing market collapsing in Florida. I see with my eyes the Republicans.
Are you kidding me? You talking about Florida? Are you
Yeah,
kidding me,
yeah.
bro?
Florida is now
The rich
collapsing
people,
because the Republicans,
everybody's
the
moving to
Democrats
Florida.
are the
What the
ones
hell
who had
news have you
7
been
jump
listening to, bro?
a year. From around the world were coming to
I don't know
Florida.
where you
The
get your facts
Republicans
from.
kicked them out.
No,
The
man, I
Republicans
don't know
kicked them
where
out.
you hear this shit. I
It's a
swear,
fact.
you just believe what they tell you. Do your own research, bro. Before you
I
talk
have
to
on
me about
Zillow. I have on
China,
Zillow
I,
every day. The prices of houses in Florida are going down
okay, why is it the
10,000
Chinese don't
bucks,
agree with you?
20,000 bucks. You know.
Listen, Venezuela doesn't agree with you. The
Yeah,
Chinese don't agree. No, they don't. The Chinese does not agree with you. Floridians don't agree with you.
The Chinese eventually love Trump. Trump is just like Kim Jong Un. He's an authoritarian. He's a dictator. He's the closest we've ever had to a communist. That's Trump. He wants to take away our democracy.
Is that right?
To just have the Republicans in the power. And we can see that. That's why everyone's voting Democrats, because we know that if we don't get the Democrats back in, we're going to lose our freedom. We know that.
So when was the last time you talked? You visit Florida and talk to the actual people in Florida? Because the last news that I got is that Florida is booming, baby. New Yorkers are going to Florida. Californians are going to Florida. That's the stats. I really want to know where the hell you got all this information, because that's not what I see, my friend.
DeSantis and El Cesar, they're going to lose. They're not going to win.
We'll see. I know you're banking on the midterms. We'll see, buddy. I'll hope to be around by then. Hopefully nobody take me out before then.
Why would anyone take you out? It's a free country. We're not like...
Well, they took out Charlie, and he was just talking about love and everybody being equal.
Who killed him? It was a white Republican.
Yeah, no, he was a Republican. He was trans. He was Democrat.
His family was MAGA,
his family was, not him.
He was a MAGA too until he realized Trump was a liar. That's why, look, Charlie...
Sure, okay, but that doesn't give you the right to be violent.
That does. Trump got in. He didn't do any of the things he said he was going to do.
Yeah, but that doesn't give him a right to shoot anybody. You see how I talk over here. I'm not out there talking about shooting people. It's just talks, right? Hey, but listen, man, I don't know where the hell you get all these stories, bro. It's the opposite of what I've seen, but I'll give you your opinion, my man, and we'll see what happens in the midterms. All right.
Yeah, well, I like food too much to want to hurt anyone. You know what I mean? You know, I eat food every day, so I like working.
Well, let's hope that I'm right, so that we can have your business prosper, so that your taxes are low, and I really mean it. And hopefully, even though we disagree, I hope that whoever wins in the midterms, moving on forward, that they do something great for our country. And I hope that the right person is correct.
Okay, but look, why don't you try to see how your business will do in Idaho versus Washington, and then see which state has the better policies, which has the better government?
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Washington State is a bad state?
I'm saying it's better than you have Democrats. You have for no state income tax, and you have you guys have a pretty good deal. You know, I'm in Washington right now. You know,
here
right
in Washington State.
Yeah, I'm in Washington State. I'm in Puyallup.
And Puyallup?
Right.
Oh, Puyallup.
Yeah, right next to Fred Meyer. I'm going to deliver here. Then I'm going to go to another place, deliver there. Then head to Florida and make a delivery in Florida.
Don't leave. Let's have lunch.
Really?
Yeah. In private. I got you. I can text you on your phone?
Yeah, you can text me, man.
Well, let's have some lunch, man, before you leave.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Maybe tomorrow I'll make some time and we can sit down, brother.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, we'll keep it there. I will go ahead and let me see. Okay. I will go ahead and save your phone, okay, just for this. And if you don't want me to have your phone anymore, you can just tell me, okay?
No, brother, I can get you the lunch, if you want.
Oh, pizza time, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I love pizza,
All right, man. Keep this number, okay? I'll keep it with me tomorrow. After I do my live, I will go ahead and drive south, okay? And then we can meet. Where are you going to be tomorrow?
I have to pick up a load at Florida, but I can stop near like some truck stop or someplace. Or, there's some place, the problem with Seattle, it's like so hard for big trucks, but we find some place like a TA or something.
Okay. Which city?
Kent has a Love's right there.
Okay. I can go down to 10. That's about 45 minutes.
Oh, 45. So where are you? Are you like in SeaTac?
I'm north of Seattle.
Oh, shoot.
That's not that far, bro. It don't matter. Even if it's an hour, I want to meet you and I want to have lunch with you.
Okay. We'll figure out something. I'll try to find some place closer up north.
Okay. I'm going to be on my live tomorrow. Just shoot me a text on here and then just let me know what time is better. But just give me at least a couple hours heads up, okay, so I can have time to drive.
Okay, okay, that'll be awesome, brother. That'll be
All right,
awesome.
buddy. Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. Be
All right,
blessed.
bye.
Bye bye. All right. Hey, listen, guys, you don't get mad at him. Dosito, let me see. What did you say? Dosito says Dennis, I'll be in Washington next month. Okay, I'm not gonna be in Washington after this Friday. I won't be back until February 11th. So if you're gonna be in here, absolutely, I will love it. I will love to get together and just have a conversation. Um, I think it's fantastic. I know you guys don't like the pizza guy, but I'm going to tell you something. Even if I disagree with him 100%, and I wish that I can convince him, it is what he believes, guys. And once you believe something, that's it. There's nobody really can convince you. And so, hopefully, you know, things keep happening. Things keep coming out in the open, and I do hope that whoever continues to lead this country, man, that they always put America first. I know that every people in every country have asked for President Trump, to come and help, and so I think it's important. I think it's very important that we listen to each other, but at the same time, as much as we may disagree with, oh, okay, I see you, brother. I see it. Okay. No problemo. I got you. Okay. Okay, that's tonight. Okay, so I guess after the Myrna, I guess you're gonna have some time. Yeah, man, I think maybe around 12, 12, 1, we should be 11, between 11 and 12, we can actually meet, okay? And then Dosito, I'm looking forward to you coming in here, bro. Uh, do you know about what day is it gonna be after the 10th of February? Yeah, Trinity, whatever he's getting this information from, he's not a bad guy. He cares about people. I'm telling you, he cares about people. 6 feet. Are you calling me, Tan? Awesome. Let me see. Let me see real quick. I know this is not everybody cares about this, but I do. Pasco is way too east for me. Yeah, closer to Seattle, maybe Tacoma. Those will be the areas, but yeah, Kent will be the closest, my friend. All right, Dosito, what you say? Let's see, Dosito, where are you? Yeah, no, I don't mind you guys, man. I love to sit down with you and talk in person, man. That's fantastic. Let's see. Dennis, I'm gonna be in Washington next month. Okay. Dosito, they'll make sure after to have lunch and drinks, brother. Not too many, man. I gotta drive. As a matter of fact, I got some sugar problems, so I can't drink anymore. But I'll probably have a beer with you. I'll probably have a beer. Definitely gonna eat some food because I love to eat. Let's see. Yep, fantastic. 2025. That's fantastic. That'll work. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Which part of Washington are you visiting? Pizza guy. We'll try and see. Yeah, man. Tomorrow. Tomorrow has to be the best bet according to your schedule. In Kent, because you say you had the delivery at 8, and so wait, Laura, what time is the thing? What time is the thing? At 5. All right. So maybe what I'll do is after I drop my after I drop my wife off, I can probably drive down south and maybe after you get done with your job, um, we can meet up, bro. We'll have a nice coffee. All right. Let me see. 10.
Hey, yep, this is me.
I saw your message on there. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
What you got, sis?
Well, first, let me just say this. Yeah, he's been really highly misinformed. I'm a black woman. I'm very highly offended for what I heard, but I'm glad you're gonna talk to him and stuff. Just be careful. Some people just wanna feel good being angry, and the leaders are responsible for this. These Democratic leaders, they're the ones that's causing these innocent folks to come out and do heinous things. Now, let me tell you something. Everything that the leaders are doing is pro-white supremacy. All of it. It's all KKK, occultist type of um, movement. All of it. From burning the cross, burning the flag, Molotov cocktail thrown in cops' car, and then there's the white privilege that comes with it, because you see mostly white people that are disrespecting police officer and law enforcement, whether they're ICE or local law enforcement, such as getting in their face and doing things to them, and they can hit you, but you can't touch them.
Yeah.
If you touch them, then it's murder. You murdered the person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I was very offended because let me tell you something. I know that the Democratic Party is completely racist, and they're following racist
Yeah. I know.
because everything that they're doing, let me tell you, when officers were doing things to unarmed black folks, and I'm talking about black people who would not agitate police. If they see police, they don't know what they so spooked when they see police, they just run. They don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It could be little kids, and officers just pull out a gun and just shoot. We've seen things happen to I'm talking about live on camera to black folks, and you don't see nothing they did to them officers. And them same people who scream and say Renee's name are the same ones like, oh, well, you should have complied. You should have complied. No one's marching for Sonia Massey. No one was. What about the brother, the black man who lost his son? Through officers who thought he had a gun, but he had a cell phone.
Yeah.
Killed that little boy. And
Yeah.
he decided, he found out which cop that did it, and he went and he took out that cop for it did not give a hell, right?
Yeah.
So, and people are saying he should be released because, listen, he did an eye for an eye. Okay, that was mercy killing, because what you did was you literally did this, and you have the same people who's for the Democratic Party come out and say, well, he should have complied, or he must have committed a crime, or, these guys, they're criminals. That's why they did what they did.
Yeah.
But let someone like Renee block an officer, literally turning her wheel left. It wasn't right. They make up these stories. I was so upset. I looked at that, and they pretend like they saw her turn her wheels because she was so afraid. No, we saw the whole thing. She was blocking traffic, dancing to some loud music, and because she drops her son off just to go do this, and then she drives in front of one of the officers that you can't see until it's almost too late. And soon as she starts turning her wheel, she's not even thinking about her wife. Soon as she turns her wheel left towards the officer, the lady's gonna yell, "Drive, baby, drive, baby, drive," because she wants her to hit that officer.
Yeah.
And look, now look what happened. She did hit that officer, but she didn't hit him good enough. She hit him, but she got a good chunk of him. She hit him on the side of the leg.
Yeah.
But that's okay. His gun ricocheted off, and then they said, oh, she shot 7 or 8 times. So now you're making up all these stories that he shot all these different times.
It shot 3 times.
They said 3. We heard 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but one went through the window. So just say, here I am, a black woman, seeing this, and I'm like, well, listen, we didn't do stuff like this, and you want her to get away with it even on her deathbed.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care about her son. So I would never go out of nowhere. I don't care who, and hate gets you where it's going to get you. Hate's going to either get you in jail or dead.
Yeah.
Or homeless. Okay? It doesn't pay to hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they make up cockamamie stories about Donald Trump. It's like, dude, Do you not know we got the best president in the damn world where every country needs Donald Trump's help? And those he helped, the whole country over there is praising Donald Trump right now, but we don't see that. Now you got certain countries talking about us like a dog, saying that we some ungrateful Americans because they wish they had a president like Donald Trump. Donald Trump trying to make it cool for us. He's trying to make it right for us. And everybody want to call him a racist. He's only racist because he left the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party, he knows too much what they were doing. 34 counts, come on, we're not going to go there. Because he ain't commit any of them crimes that they say. But guess what's mighty funny? The 34 or 38 of them that said Donald Trump committed a crime was their crime. And that's why they're retiring or stepping down or no longer running for another term. All these things. You got these celebrities that's trying to propagate these kids. Now, I'm going to say this to the liberals. I need you to listen to me and listen to me good. Because they messed you up big time. They got you out there committing crime, and they too cowardly to go out there and commit the crime for you. If they loved you as much as they say they do, they should have been out there doing the things that they thought that they're supposed to do. AOC, she's brainless. She can't even talk. She's very, very illiterate. Her and Jasmine Cricket Letter Crockett, they're illiterate as hell. There's nothing smart about them. They got this job through DEI, and that's understandable. Now, I can tell between the two, okay? I can tell I'm more qualified for AOC than AOC's qualified.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very disappointed, but I think every Democrat supporter should go and sue the Democratic Party leaders because it was George Soros, and I sent you the video. George Soros paid those nonprofit agencies to sit there and pay for some protesters to go riot. And people are going around saying, "Oh, they don't get paid." No, they need to pay their rent. I heard a few protesters come on out and say, we are not allowed to wear red. We come out here, we can't wear red." Then you have independent news that was looking at people who was giving them rules and regulations on how to protest and go ahead and let them make signs. They had blank boards outside where you can go and color and draw and make signs. When I seen that, I was like, boy, this is popcorn moment. You mean tell me nobody see this crap?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be against the law, right? Is this espionage? Is this treason? This is treason.
Yeah, I believe,
I look at that and I said, and give me a little bit moment. I'm sorry, I'm a travel long ways. I'm trying to shorten it.
It's okay, sweetie.
I sat there and I looked at this and I said, so number one, these propagandists, that's what I call them, they're Democrats. They've been Democrats since 2006. Okay, I left the Democratic Party at 2008. Yeah, they were doing all kind of things to black folks that was very abusive, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. They playing games with us. They're not going to let us have reparations. And then when I studied more of what I thought would be reparations, I was like, well, you know what? We don't want the 400-year reparation because our ancestors got paid them years. We want the ones where they took away black family businesses and gave it to the undocumented people.
Yep.
Started with the Arabs.
Yep.
So those are the things where, people got burnt out their house and stuff, and that was the Democratic judge. People don't realize, people don't understand. When it came to black folks, couldn't do nothing. Even if you try to show them that you are a good person, that's a threat to them. You got to be a criminal, like George Floyd, to be a hero to us. They want us to have crackheads and murderers for heroes.
I know. I see it. They're still trying that here in Seattle.
But because that was offensive, I was offended because here's these white supremacists. That's a Democratic Party that they roll with, include black folks. They're the bootlickers and they're the sellouts. They're the ones that are the coons and the sellouts. They roll with people like Joe Biden, and he's a bigot. He's been a bigot. Okay, he's been a bigot.
He has. Yeah.
And then all those rumors spread around him doing things allegedly with his daughter in the shower. All these different things.
Well, that was his daughter that said that. Nobody else said that. That was her.
Okay, yeah, well, she said it. So
yeah, exactly.
They ignored.
Yeah.
And then the people who said we need ICE here, You got the Democratic Party ignoring the actual residents and says, no, we want ICE here. No, we got black people in the Bay Area talking about we need the National Guard. Trump and them can't come here no fast enough. We know Gavin Newsom is the reason why our income is too low. He's the reason why that it costs too much money to live here. He won't even let us have a tax break. And everybody want to blame that on Trump. Trump says there's rules and regulations, but you got your blue states that says, fuck you, Trump. I don't have to listen. But do you know why? Let me tell you, I understood something. Do you know why they do what they do? Because having undocumented immigrants here is cheap labor and more money in their pockets.
Yeah,
they don't give a hell how it affects me and you or anyone in this chat, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. They don't care. They want the Democratic supporters to be as dumb as possible. As long as you roll with us and say Trump is bad, then that's all you need to know. But half the time you ask these dumbasses questions, they don't know what a fascist is. They don't know what a Nazi is. They don't know anything because they didn't finish school.
Yep.
They didn't know and they're not teaching it because, it was ran by the Democrats. That the school district, they don't want you to learn and go study and become a scholar. They want you to just go ahead and learn how to have sex at the age of 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And if he's 23 and you're 9, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what they get paid from this, and they only upset with Trump because it messes with their money. They want drugs to keep coming here in this country because they're involved, and they're not, and they're saying the loud part, the soft, the quiet part loud. They're involved in all this. Nasty Pelosi. She's gonna always say nasty Pelosi to me.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, she's involved with all that. Gavin Newsom's been stealing money for people from the homeless. And everybody, and then don't get me started with people begging and crying, Negroes begging and crying to Donald Trump for money. And Trump with no problem, no questions asked, no strings attached. He says, oh, you need this? Oh, man, it's a good reason we can't have you do that. He's a racist, but he gives you money, black folks. Oh, he's a racist, but don't get me started what he did in Oakland, California on his way out of the office. Okay, when on his way out the office after Joe Biden stole that election, I heard CBS News and NBC. I heard CBS News, Channel 5. As a matter of fact, when we were watching the election night, and they said, "Wow, China and Canada poured in so many $228 million here, and this one put in this much $1 billion from China and from Canada." Well, you guess where Kamala's really from, born and raised? Canada. But she wants you to believe it's Oakland. No, sweetie. You already told on yourself when you got on the stage and start campaigning. You told the beautiful story about how your daddy and your mommy didn't last too long, and your mommy packed up and took you and your sister, and y'all flew to the United States, and y'all landed in Oakland. But you didn't say that your mother birthed you and your sister in Oakland, California, because your daddy never lived in Oakland.
Well, I'm glad I had a sister call in because I can't say much about black people. They don't believe me. Even the history is there, and it doesn't matter what I say. I'm just a Hispanic from Central America. What the hell do I know about black people here? And it's just like,
Well, listen, they talk like they know Venezuela. What the hell you know about Venezuela? What the hell do you know about Venezuela?
Yeah.
What the hell do you know about China? The Chinese citizens, do you know what the hell they're going through? They're going through something worse than what Gavin Newsom doing in LA right now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
If you are behind on your payment and rent, you gotta be homeless immediately.
Okay, hold on. Pizza guy, I'm half Indian, right? You know I'm half Indian. Now, I don't know what kind of Indian you think I am but I'm not Indian from India. I'm half Mayan and half Spaniard. I'm from Central America. So, I don't hate Indians. I actually wish that people would realize that what has happened through history, it has gotten to where we are today. We don't like all of the history. Some of the history is nasty. It's hateful. It's sickening. It's disgusting. But you know,
Yeah.
I tell you, my revelation came at second grade. When I was in second grade, see, you have to understand something. In Honduras, I don't know today, but back in the early 80s, they used to push education very hard in Honduras. By second grade, we're learning, history of Honduras, literature, where they were telling us about the invasion of the Spaniards and how our Indian leaders were betrayed and they were lied to and they were killed and enslaved and all this other stuff. And I started to have this resentment and this hate as an 8-year old, and I'm just being sick to my stomach and I hate Spaniards and why would they do this? And you know what's crazy? At the age of, no, it's 7, I'm sorry, 7. At the age of 7, I started talking to myself. Now, what 7-year old does this? But I started thinking to myself, wait a minute. Our, according to the history, we were killing each other. They were sacrificing children to the god of sun for the
That's
crops.
just that's
They were
genocide.
taking hearts out. This is a 7-year old that knows this. They were taking the hearts out of the people so that they can offer it to
Genocide.
God. And I said,
Yeah.
and if it wasn't for the bad things that have happened, if it wasn't for the Spaniards that came here, all of us here in Central America, South America, Mexico, we will probably still be killing each other if we didn't speak Spanish. So I'm not saying it's great history, but what I'm saying is what we got today, we got to work with that.
Yeah. That was genocide. Same with the Africans. Africans were offering land to people from Korea and China and making us go to war against making the Africans go to war against each other. And mind you,
So Pizza Guy's got a message for you. He says, I'm talking about the caller. She is saying Kamala is not black. It's code word for she thinks Kamala is not a real American because she's
but she
Indian,
wasn't.
Indian,
Yeah, no,
and
no,
many
she.
racist black people think this. It doesn't mean
Well,
anything.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know her personally. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. I was 19. Let me tell you a story because Pizza Guy can listen. I want him to hear this real good. So,
uh-oh.
see, nobody lie about a goddamn thing. Let me tell you something. I was 19 and I was working. I was going to be. I wanted to be a freelance writer for Pacific News Service. Now I don't forgotten how I was in a homeless shelter, but it was like a transitional housing in San Francisco where you look like you live in a nice Victorian homes, but you share different rooms. They had like 11 rooms,
Yeah,
and I shared with another lady, and we all act like sisters. We do our hair and everything, and it was co-ed. You know, there's some for guys, some
yeah.
for girls, whatever. So one of these days, I want to find a job. I was working at Woolworths at the time, and I was getting, and I didn't like the way I was being treated by one of the managers. She didn't like me. There was another lady, she liked me so much. There was two of them, but it was this one manager, this guy. He didn't like me at all, and that made me feel like I just did not belong there. Here I am, 17, trying to work, and this guy's doing something to me. So, just finding ways to just tell him, have me written up. So I said, you know what? I don't want to work here no more. I'm leaving. I put my glasses on, start crying. I went to the shelter, talked to my caseworker. I said, I'm looking for work. I'm looking for something. So she said, you write good poetry. She says, why don't you go and look for Pacific News Service? So we go, and she sends me downtown to Mission Street in San Francisco to go, become a freelancer. And there's a woman named Sandy Close. She's made history. Her name is Sandy Close. She had a husband named Franz who spoke like 30 different languages. Beautiful. Beautiful guy. So Sandy is all about she had Yo magazines. That's where it came out. I ended up becoming a writer. Fast forward, we moved to a bigger area, and she says, I would like you to come and write a story. There's a beautiful story about Kamala. She's from Oakland, California. And we would like you to interview her. And I'll say, really? I says, who's Kamala? She goes, she's the talk of the town. She came to Oakland. She's going to do big things in Oakland, California. And then she's going to come to San Francisco, and she's going to probably be the mayor or district attorney of San Francisco. So she was going to either, at that time, we wasn't sure if she was going for mayor or district attorney. So, and this was back in 1997. So I go down, I finally got my apartment. I got my apartment and everything. So here I am, my little one bedroom. I'm so excited because I get to ask Kamala questions, right? And they gave me rules and regulations of what to ask and what you can't ask. So I was like, okay, I just want to stick to the black story. I want to know because she's supposed to be I'm here. She's the first black. She's gonna be the first black mayor or DA or district attorney, whatever. So I'm all happy. I'm up until about 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Woke up almost late, rushed myself on down there. Had to do a power walk, so I missed the 5 Fulton bus. I was so mad, but I said, forget this mess. I am 19. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna interview this woman because it's five. I'm gonna get paid $5,000. I can use $5,000 because it's 500 to take the job, 500 to go and see her speak and sign the forms. And then when City Hall, the lady in the front, secretary in the front desk of City Hall signs that form, you get $500. But when you went to Kamala, you're only allowed to ask certain questions. I had to ask up to 10 questions. And Kamala, I was going to talk to her. I couldn't wait to talk to her. When I came to finally see her speak, I said, well, shit, she don't even look black. She looked like like Hawaiian, like Filipino, Hawaiian, or so far Asian. She just didn't have that black look. But I was like, I don't care, man. I don't care. Maybe she mixed with black. So, I go, because she's already talking to hundreds of people in the front. So I go and I sign in, and they do scan you, make sure you don't have any weapons and things on you. And then the officer told me I could sit down and wait till she come in and speak to interview me, or I can go outside and listen to her talk. I said, well, you know what? I'm a writer. I want to get more information about what she's about. I want to go outside and watch her speak. After she did all this speaking about cleaning up California and everything, a brother asked her a question. He says, how does it feel to be the first African-American that's going to be taking over in San Francisco? And she gives him this stank look. She goes, I'm not black. So my stomach turned another way. Like, damn it, wait a minute. And so some folks like, you hear people behind me like, whoa.
Yeah.
And so he says, so the brother gonna say, you not? She goes, no. So she puts her mic on the side. She goes, no. She says, well, who is your mother? She says, my mother's Indian, from India. And I was like, okay. He said, what about your daddy? He says, Jamaica. And she says, but this has a, so the, as a white guy sitting next to me, he goes, all right, that's enough getting her business, blah, 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 blah. He's getting upset now. Like, it's over, just stop. So her brother trying to school her like, you don't know who you are. So he's on that pro-blackness. You don't know who you are. And he don't realize you're not the seed of your father anyway. You're the seed of your mother. But that's a long story. That's a typical story. I was kind of pissed because she didn't want to talk anymore. And it made sense. Her hair was too goddamn straight from the roots to the tutor. So we done left. And I done left. I done marched home. I didn't want to get on the bus. I'm in tears. I'm crying. I'm angry. The next day, I told her, I said, who said she was black? She said she's not black. So I was like, we don't never have nothing. So I started crying because I felt like we never have nothing. So now, years have passed. 1999, I had a daughter. I gave birth to a little girl. Kamala already put it in place. She already locking black men up, okay? She's having a ball locking black men up.
I remember that.
But now she's going to attack black single mothers. We're talking about black mothers who wouldn't get on welfare. This call a buck what it is. All of us came from that culture as we don't want to take no handouts. So we were conservative without even knowing that we were conservative. I don't care how ghetto you are. She must be a ghetto conservative. We was over here talking about we don't want no damn welfare. What welfare gonna do for us? So that was our whole attitude. Our mama was on welfare. Why we want to be on? That was our whole attitude. So I give birth to my little girl. I wanted her to go to work, and I wanted to find me a decent daycare. There was a beautiful woman named Dillman. She would keep my daughter, and she charged parents by their income. She charged them 30% of their income. I said, this is cool. That means if my income is like $1,400, I just pay $238 a month. So she was helping us out. And mind you, Kamala Harris says, I'm going to put out for, I'm going to make it where it's illegal for parents to leave their kids, not bring their kids to school. I'm going to charge them for truancy. What she does is she got a bunch of innocent black mothers. We talking about little kids sick with the flu, the chicken pox, all kinds of sickness, and they can't come to school. She goes against the mothers are going to go get paper, to show proof and let them know my kids bring the doctor's note. My daughter and my son, my kids are at home with my mama. I gotta go to work. I pay this rent. Blah blah blah. So what did she do? To me, it was given. How dare you be this proud black woman? I don't like y'all bitches. I want y'all to go to jail. And your
Yeah.
kids was in the school for about a week. Oh, it's against the law. So black men were laughing like, where's the parents? They should have been at home. So now black women were getting put down for not being a mother to their children, being at home. Well, she didn't want to be on welfare. She needed to work. She didn't make any excuses. She wanted to pay rent. Now she lost her housing. Now she lost her job, and then she lost her kids in the midst of it. And Kamala had little boys go to juvenile hall. If you're screaming and hollering, and she brags about this because I was on the Jason Black long time ago. Jason Black was going in on Kamala Harris. Jason Black, and I'm glad that he did that because he shows videos of her cackling on any time little boys get arrested and put in juvenile home for screaming and hollering for their mommies. Okay? Little girls going to foster care. I says, I'm not going to live here while she's stealing people's kids. I'm not doing it. She sounded like the plantation mammy. So I left. And I left to San Mateo County thinking, you can't get touched over here. Just to found out a few black women in San Mateo County lost their kids too. Then I worked with a mom. A bunch of mothers. I worked for Asia Inc. Housing and Property Management. And I worked with these moms. And this one mom, she was depressed because
you got 1 minute left, sis.
Okay, she had her 3 daughters. I'm telling you, she had her 3 daughters. Kamala Harris made sure that she couldn't get her kids. You know that mama committed suicide. So
wow.
I'm just saying, a lot of this stuff that you guys are fighting for, you fight for the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You fight against people that did nothing wrong to you, and you judge them. You judge us. But then when it comes to someone as irresponsible as Renee, what did she do? She says, let me drop this kid off in school and then go interrogate and terrorize some ICE agents because it's fun to do and I can do what I want. It's America, free country. So you want that free country law coming from Donald Trump, but you don't want to reap you don't want to get that whooping.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to work for the change, but you want all the benefits that come with the change.
Exactly. So that's why I'm being the change along with, because we learned everything about even Kamala Harris's father. We learned that his father is Canadian, and Donald Harris's Jr. father is Canadian. That's Donald Harris Sr., a pioneer who had Jamaican slaves, and his mother is Hindu. So where was the black? Yeah. That's what I wanted to know.
You know what the other people don't mention is that the only person in politics right now that hasn't owned any slaves is President Trump's family.
Never owned any slaves. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing, and then I'm gonna get off. Let me tell you one more thing, and I want everybody to know. you got me on that one. You want to know black conservatives, not black conservatives, just conservatives. Period. Only thing they only want you to do is get out there and work and make your own money, and no one should be able to tell you. You be the state of the republic.
Yeah.
No, I do want. There was one more thing I want to say, but you got me on that. Trump never owned these slaves. Kamala Harris and them, she's a Marxist. They own slaves. So it's sad. Obama's not even from this country. He's from Indonesia. But that's
be careful. Don't get in trouble now.
Real name is Dario Sarang. But see what I'm saying? We came from a people of liars.
Obama is Hawaiian.
Not even that. He's Indonesian. Candace Owens did some digging, found out he's born and raised in Indonesia, and his story. He did a high school paper while he was in Indonesia because he was going to go move to Portland. I don't understand people. I don't understand why people. You guys got to do your research, please. Yeah, I think you guys are owed an apology by the Democratic Party, and you should sue them for putting you guys in the middle of that. Okay, don't take no more payouts. Don't get paid to go out there and protest because they're putting you guys to hell. They are. They trying to do some things to y'all. Don't fall for it, y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Tan. Thank you for the call, Mama. Thanks for all the history. That's very good. Very good. I'm glad you said all that because people don't want to listen to us over here. All right, you be blessed. I appreciate you being on our side. God bless you.
Yeah. Okay.
Much love and respect. All right, so I've been ignoring my pizza guy here. I stopped watching Dragon Ball Z for a very long time. I think that's who Zamasu is, right? Uh, my favorite character was always Goku, even though he died, but he came back. My favorite character was always Goku because, even in cartoons, guys, even in cartoons, he was always the good hero. You know, he was always for his son. He was always for his wife. He was always for saving the world. And even though Vegeta came in and all these other characters come in trying to kill him and stuff, he always found a way to fight back. And he became the hero. And the son learned to be a good fighter for justice, which, I don't know where it stopped. I want to tell you this. I tried watching Dragon Ball Z from episode one again because, when I was in school and I was watching the cartoons, it was funny. It was entertaining. It was all right. But I didn't see a lot of the things, a lot of the episodes that didn't show on TV. And so I started watching from episode one, and the old bald man is a pervert. Like, he literally is a pervert all the time. And I was like, I cannot watch this. I gave up on Dragon Ball Z. I tell you that right now. All right, let's see what we got. Love it 10. Brian loved the history. Trinity, of course, he's always defending and supporting the sisters. Coyote says, I'm still watch it occasionally. I don't have time, but sometimes I do try to make time for it. DBS says, Dennis, I'm not going to blow pizza guy shop up. It's just an example of this guy sitting here talking and don't even know what the F he's doing. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Everything that he says is what the left tells him to say. And not that they say, okay, here you go, pizza guy, go and tell the people this. No. Listen, I'm going to give it to them. We're not going to pretend that we know everything because, if you don't know what you know, if we don't know what we know and we hear what the Democrats say, we will also believe that. Because if we didn't experience anything, then we will see that. Now, pizza guy, he travels a lot for his money. Okay, that's what he does. He travels a lot for his money, and he's doing this. And the reason why I give him my respect is because he puts his money where his mouth is, and not just that, but I recommend that if you really want to put a little bit more effort into it, if you can go to his channel and watch one of his videos. I left a comment in one of his videos. It touched my heart. And I can't get mad at him. I can't get mad at him because I know why he believes what he believes, even though I know he's wrong. I know he's wrong. But I can tell you something. The fact that he's willing to sit down and have a breakfast or a lunch with me, it tells me a lot about him. And if I'm going to disagree with somebody, I want to disagree with people like that because he has been showing that he's working his ass off. Even though he has the wrong views compared to me, right? I think he's the opposite of what I am when it comes to our views. But, he's not, I don't think he's a hateful guy. And yes, I know, guys, be careful. I understand. I'm always trying to be careful. But, besides, having your Second Amendment rights, I believe God watches over all of us. And I believe God watches over him and God watches over me. And there is nothing more. I'm honestly telling you right now, there is nothing more that I want than to sit down with him and have that breakfast or lunch, depending on what time we get to meet over there. But I'm really looking forward to it because, sometimes when you're just watching or hearing somebody on a podcast or, you get to see me like in YouTube, it's not the same as actually talking to somebody in person, and we can disagree with everything, but at the end of the day, what's very important is that after you finish a conversation with somebody, that you always end up on a good note and a handshake, something that we can't do over here, over the phone, over the internet. So let's see, bro, be honest, say you hate Indians. I already answered that. I don't hate Indians. As a matter of fact, I actually think a lot of Indians are very freaking smart. good business people. We're not going to confuse Indians with Somalis. That's a big difference. Okay. And let's see. So Pizza Guy was talking about the caller about Kamala is not black. Well, if Kamala said that she wasn't black, and then she said she was, and that's what we get on her, because the way that she has been calling herself, she's a chameleon. She belongs to everybody. Now, I will say this, guys. If she wants to say she's black, she can be black. I don't know how this black thing works. Jamaicans are black. I don't know what the hell that means. The father looks black. He's Jamaican, but he's black. I don't know the color thing. This is why I'm colorblind with stuff. I don't understand it. I'd rather see a dark man, a light-skinned man, a middle brown. You know what? I don't care what shade of color they are. I want to know that we can have a conversation that at the end of the day, we can say, hey, God bless you, man. You can say God bless you with your God. I say God bless you with my God. And it's good to have that. And, just hopefully, that may the best win. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to fight with the Democrats on how they vote, but, I'm also going to say don't complain about what's coming next. You know what I mean? And the only thing that I wanted to tell Pizza Guy here on the call is just to look at the example that Democrats are calling themselves socialist communists now. That's what they are, and Marxists. And Venezuela has suffered. See, as long as the money is good, Venezuela was doing good until the money started going down, and then the socialists became communists, meaning controlling private businesses. You can no longer have a private business. You cannot have a private business in Venezuela anymore. He took away all the businesses. He took away all the farmland. He reappropriated all the lands and everything and took everything from the people. So that's what happens when you support socialist communists. And you know what? I'd rather you, Pizza Guy, I'd rather you say that you support an independent. I'd rather you say that you support an independent. Imagine right now with all the driving you're doing and all this stuff, how much money have you saved in fuel since you go from different states, right? Different cities, different towns. You can see that the fuel different prices everywhere. And, if you're driving around and you see it, okay, diesel price here is that much. Okay, not bad. You got more experience than any of us here, right? Because we don't do what you do. But you get to go around and you get to see all these different prices in different towns, different states. And I think that you have good input on that. But everything that you tell us here with information is like nobody understands where it comes from, and we just don't get it. But I can tell you, I know where you're coming from. I get it. This is actually was going to be a live, I believe, or not a live. It was a premiere. But we're going to leave it for tomorrow because I'm already close to my 2 hours. I know I came in late. I'm sorry. I had to make some phone calls. Guys, I encourage you, please, if you have not become a member, grab the lowest membership. If you support my channel, grab the lowest membership. You don't have to be a superstar like Trinity or Saltwater, but grab a membership because I want to share with you what's going to be happening next week, okay? Because it's going to be for members only. And some appreciate it. Maybe some won't. But I do believe that you're going to see some nice things. And maybe one day, we can probably make that trip together. I'm just saying. Guys, my throat is killing me. I talked a lot earlier today. David said he just got here. Oh, man. All right, let's see. I don't know if I have the patience to listen to this guy. This is what? Let's see. Whew. Oh, my goodness, bro. I'm tired, man. I'm very tired. Let's see. What's this? Anti-ICE protest intensifies in Minnesota. All right, this is a 5-minute clip.
Sure, now with the Border Czar Tom Homan with us in studio, and welcome back to New York.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi. We'll get to New York in a moment, but first on Minnesota, there's a lot to discuss with you today. The mayor calls it a federal invasion. They're bringing suit against the administration. What do you say to that charge of invasion in the city of Minneapolis?
The invasion occurred the last 4 years when millions of illegal aliens were illegally released in the United States without proper vetting. That's why we're there, Bill. We're in Minnesota because, number one, there's sanctuary state, sanctuary city. They're knowingly releasing public safety threats, illegal aliens to the streets every day. We're there because the Biden administration let millions of illegal aliens, criminal aliens into the nation. We're there because we want to arrest these public safety threats that they're releasing to the street. If these governors and mayors will simply let us in their jail, comply with our retainers, we can arrest that criminal public safety threat in the safety and security of a jail, but they'd rather release them in the public, which is unsafe for the public, unsafe for the alien, and certainly unsafe for our agents.
So one of the ways that states fight back against the feds is, and vice versa, is through the courts. And that's where it should, that's where the argument should go next, I suppose. Here is Mayor Frey yesterday.
What we are seeing right now is not normal immigration enforcement. We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day. You've seen the videos. At times, there are as many as 50 agents arresting one person.
Guys, I don't know. It's just me. But why do sign language translators, they always look weird? Why do they make the faces like that? Take a look at this lady on the right side.
The scale is wildly disproportionate and has nothing to do with keeping people safe.
And Governor Pritzker of Illinois also suing the feds, saying that in the face of the Trump administration's cruelty and intimidation, Illinois is standing up for our people. Today, we are once again taking Trump to court to hold his administration accountable for its unlawful tactics, unnecessary escalations, and flagrant abuses of power. What are your lawyers telling you about the chances for the feds to win these lawsuits?
Well, win the lawsuits because we're simply enforcing laws that were enacted by Congress.
Thanks, Richard.
We're not making this up. And where are all these people with opinions? Where were they the last 4 years? When 500,000 children were smuggled in the country, they lost track of 300,000 of them, and President Trump has found 129,000 of these missing children that the last administration wasn't even looking for. Where were these people when 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl overdoses that came across that border? Where were these folks when we had a record number of sex trafficking of women and children across that border? Where were they when we had a record number of terrorist watch list people coming across that border? They were silent. I wish these people would talk to an angel moms and dad who were separated from their kids permanently because they buried them. We're enforcing laws enacted by Congress. If these protesters don't like it, go protest Capitol Hill, because we're enforcing laws that they enacted, and we're not going to apologize for doing it. President Trump is making this country safer.
We talked to DHS a lot. These are the numbers they're giving us right now since, I guess, really over the last month, I would say. Assaults up 1,300%, vehicular attacks up 3,200%, death threats up 8,000. I think in the big, beautiful bill, you had 5,000 ICE agents on payroll. But the big, beautiful bill was designed to hire 10,000 more, which would bring it to 15,000. Have those numbers right?
Yes.
How close are you to the 15,000 that you want to hire?
We'll be there by the end. Mid-February, we should be there.
So there's been some criticism out of places like Minnesota that they are not trained properly to do the job they're being asked to do. What do you think about that?
They're being trained down at Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, and I think the training is adequate. I mean, these men and women, first of all, let's recognize that a lot of these people we're hiring are prior law enforcement. A lot of people we're hiring were ICE agents that retired and now coming back. So they have a lot of experience. I want to talk about the mayor's comment about so many agents arresting a criminal illegal alien. One agent can arrest one criminal alien in the safety and security of a county jail. Let us in there. More agents in the jails means less agents in the street. Stop forcing us into the community. This can be done a lot safer. I mean, they set the stage. The Biden administration and these sanctuary cities set the stage. We're responding to the threat.
So you're in New York for a reason. Is the new mayor working with you to allow you into the jails as of today?
No.
What is your measure of communication with him now on the job?
None. He's made it clear he's not going to work with ICE. And, you know, when Mayor Adams was here, you can hate or love Mayor Adams, but we had an agreement that he would allow us back into Rikers Island to arrest those public safety threats in safety and security of a jail. But the city council shut it down. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I know he met with the president. We'll see down the road if he's going to help arrest. public safety threats, and we're not asking any NYPD to be immigration officers. We're asking their cops to work with our cops to remove national security threats and public safety threats in New York City.
It would help them too.
Yep.
Absolutely, it'll make New York City safer, absolutely.
Right. Great to see you. You're one of the busiest guys in the country, and we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, please come back. Tom Homan.
He's right. And Mayor Adams was a Democrat. We don't have no problem with him. And to be honest, I don't have a problem with Democrats. And I think Democrats, and I'm not talking about politicians, F those guys. I'm talking about the people that believe what they believe because of what they have heard, or, maybe it's what they've seen, right? They're not bad people for me. I don't agree on just hating Democrats. I think we all need each other. So I don't see why we need to, sit here and hate each other. Listen, if you think that you can do better than me, do better than me, as long as it's beneficial for the American people. And I think that's the difference, right, on what we're looking for. If there's anything that I want between Democrats and Republicans, I want competition. If we're doing something, even though we think we're doing a great job, if you can do better, do it. Show me. All right? Put your money where your mouth is. That's how I feel that you should do your thing. So I can have all the YouTubers on the left come in here and argue with me. They can do all of that. But at the end of the day, I believe what I believe, and they believe what they believe. We'll agree to disagree, but we will never condone violence. There's no need to shoot each other over words. Okay? With that being said, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA.